welcome to Dimitra's Dishes. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a Greek-style spinach and cheese lasagna. It does need quite a few ingredients. Most of these ingredients you might have on hand if you follow my recipes. The ingredients are pretty common, and they're just used over and over in just different combinations. It's simple to make. It's just, again, it needs quite a few ingredients. Let me take you over them, and then we'll just get started. So we need some eggs, whole milk ricotta cheese, crumbled feta cheese, some dill, scallions, baby spinach, or you can use regular spinach if you want. I like to use baby spinach because it comes already pre-washed and packed, and it's just really simple to use. Some shredded Parmesan cheese, a little bit of flour, sun-dried tomatoes that we're going to chop up, whole milk, these oven-ready lasagna sheets. You can go ahead if you feel like using your own. If you want to boil lasagna, and that's just another step. I just like to keep life simple. It comes out really, really delicious with these sheets. You don't need to boil them. You just layer them on, and it's so simple. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to use them, but if you feel really passionate about boiling your own lasagna, go ahead. Anyway, you need a pound of it, some olive oil, a little bit of oregano, sea salt, crushed red pepper flakes, black pepper, and nutmeg. That's it. That's everything. So we're going to get started. I'm going to empty out some of this space. I've already chopped up my spinach, and I just roughly chopped it. It doesn't have to be finely chopped or perfect. Just take bunches at a time, chop them in two and three sections. They don't have to be perfect. They're going to wilt down, and then just put them, if you have a gas range, you can put it in a big stainless steel bowl or a pot. If you don't have a gas range, just go ahead and use a pot for this. It's just easy for me to mix in these stainless steel mixing bowls. I love them. But again, you can't use them if you have an electric cooktop. So I'm going to cut my bunch. I'm going to slice my bunch of scallions. Anyway, so I'm going to put my scallions with my spinach, my dried dill, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in here, and I'm just going to cook it down just a little bit until everything kind of wilts and comes together. Move this on the side, turn this on. And we're going to do this over a medium-high flame and keeping an eye on it. We're not going to add any liquid to this because spinach leaves a lot of liquid once it starts to cook. So we're going to do this for a couple more minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so it's wilted down, and it's only been less than 5 minutes that I've cooked it. Let me show you what it looks like. You don't want to cook it down more than that. That's perfect. Okay, so now we're going to start to add the rest of our ingredients in here, the filling ingredients actually. So there's a few steps. So I'm going to add my feta cheese, my crumbled feta cheese. And I use really, really good quality feta cheese. My favorite kind of feta cheese is the donis, which is like a sheep's milk feta that's really creamy and nice. And I buy it in chunks. I never like to buy crumbled feta. I like to crumble my own feta. It's just higher quality when it's in a chunk. So I try to buy it in chunks, and I love the sheep's milk feta. If you like, if it's hard for you to find, or you can't, or you prefer the taste of the cow's milk feta, which is a traditional feta that you find in most supermarkets, that's fine too. That'll work. Okay, I'm going to put my ricotta cheese in here. Again, you want to use full fat. I can't promise you if you're going to substitute low-fat ricotta and low-fat any kind of cheese that you're using that it's going to taste the way it should. So stick to the recipe, and I promise it's going to taste super, super delicious. Okay, so since the spinach and the herbs are nice and warm, since we've cooked them down, the cheese incorporates beautifully in here. And it melts, and everything's going to be really, really nicely mixed in together. Okay, so before I add my eggs, I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Remember, feta cheese is pretty salty, so I don't want to overdo it. I'm just going to add a little bit and taste it. If it needs more, I'll add a little more after. A little black pepper. A tiny, tiny pinch of crushed red pepper flakes, because you know me, I love crushed red pepper flakes. Just a little bit. I try to sneak it in all my savory dishes. I don't know why. It's not a traditional Greek flavor, but it's just so good. I love it. It's just a hint of spice that's in there and makes everything taste better. Okay, so I've added all my salt, my pepper, I've added my seasonings. I've mixed it all up really well, so now it comes time to taste, see if it needs a little more salt and pepper. Or at least that's a good excuse to have some of this goodness. So good already. Needs a tiny bit more salt. Just a little more. And for my taste, I'm going to put a little more black pepper. Okay. That's why we wait to add the egg in last, because, you know, some people are scared of tasting raw egg. I'm really not one of them, but I prefer to taste my filling without the egg in there. And then kind of just add the egg in the end. I'm just going to mix it all up. And also, when you add the egg in last, the filling has already cooled down, so it prevents it from kind of scrambling and getting chunks of cooked egg in there. You don't want that. You want this filling to not have cooked pieces of like omelet in it or scrambled eggs. That's it. The filling is that easy to make. That's fast. That's simple. We're going to put it on the side, and we're going to start working on the white sauce. I'm going to put my all-purpose flour in here, and I'm going to begin by making a roux, which is basically equal amounts of flour and a fat. My favorite fat to use, extra virgin olive oil. So I'm going to start that, and I'm going to cook it until, where's my, I'll use this one. Not that one, I'll use this one. Actually, I'll use a whisk. So I'm going to cook this until the flour turns a little bit of a nice golden brown, and it gets rid of that raw taste that flour tends to have. So while that's cooking, I'll do that on low, and I will chop up my sun-dried tomatoes. Sun-dried tomatoes add that little speck of red in the sauce, and also add that smoky, sweet, delicious tomato taste. Sun-dried tomatoes are super concentrated in flavor, and a little goes a really long way. They're sold in the section where they have like tomato sauces and stuff in the supermarket, and they're pretty easy to find now because they're used in a wide variety of recipes. I love them. If you're not a huge fan, totally you can leave them out. Okay, so it's ready for us to add the milk because everything is nice and toasted right now in here. The flour got nice and toasted. So I have 4 cups of whole milk. And you want to keep the heat on really high at this point. We're going to bring it to a boil. We're going to add some salt, a tiny bit of nutmeg. I'm not a huge fan of nutmeg. I love the flavor when it's in the background, but I don't like it when it's overpowering. So just a little bit of nutmeg. Some freshly ground black pepper that doesn't have a piece of parsley at the end of it. And we're going to cook this slowly until it comes to a boil and it's going to start to thicken. Once it thickens, we're going to shut it, and we're going to add our cheese and our sun-dried tomatoes. And that's it. It came to a boil. Let me show you what it looks like. Just like that. We're going to add our shredded Parmesan cheese. Let me get this out of here. Shredded. My oven has preheated to 400 degrees, if you heard that beeping sound. Now we're just going to add our sun-dried tomatoes. And that's it. We're turning this off, and we're going to layer everything all together. It's all ready to go. All right, so now we're going to put it all together. I'm going to ladle about 2 ladlefuls in my lasagna pan of the sauce and just spread it out a little bit more. Okay, got a small tight space to work with. Let me move this on the side. Okay, let me get the noodles out of here. And there's the perfect amount of noodles to fill this lasagna pan right here. So I'm going to put 3 on the bottom. like that. I'm going to put the filling. I'm just going to spread it out. Evenly. Sprinkle some shredded mozzarella cheese on top of that. I'm also going to put a little bit of oregano. Put 4 sheets of lasagna noodles on top. Like this. Some sauce. And the filling is pretty creamy already, so you don't need to put that much sauce in between each layer. It just adds another layer of flavor. I'll put some more filling. Like that. Spread it all out. Sprinkle some more mozzarella cheese. Some more oregano. 4 more layers. Or 4 more sheets, I should say. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And put a little more sauce. Try not to make a mess like I always do. And we're going to put the rest of this filling, because there are 3 layers of filling, on here. It already smells so good. I can't wait till this is ready. This is one of my favorite things to eat. I don't make this all the time, but when I do, we're all really happy around here. Okay, put some more mozzarella, just like that. Maybe a little more. And now we're going to put the final sheets on top. Well, I put 3 layers on the bottom. I don't know why my recipe was written like that. I think I was using a smaller pan the last time I made it. So do put 4 sheets on the bottom. 4 layers, 4 sheets of lasagna all the way around. That's the way it should be. Okay, we're going to pour the rest of the sauce on here. I don't want to waste any of this goodness. And my oven is already set to 400. It's already preheated. So I'm going to pour this all over. And the lasagna noodles are definitely going to expand while cooking, right? So it'll fill up this whole pan. Put some more, all the rest of this mozzarella cheese on here. Sprinkle some more oregano, dried oregano. So we're going to cook this for 40 to 45 minutes. I'm going to tent this with foil. Let me get some foil. So you don't want the foil to stick or touch the cheese, because while it's cooking and when you go to take off the foil later on, all that whole top layer of cheese is going to stick to the foil and come off. So just tent it. And what I mean by tenting, I'll show you what I mean. You put a piece over there on top. And just like that, make sure it's not touching. If you have some cooking spray, you could just spray the inside of this foil with cooking spray, and that'll do the trick also. I don't have any cooking spray. I don't even have any melted butter. I guess I could have rubbed some olive oil on there, but I'm in a hurry to put this in my oven because I am hungry. So I'm going to put this in, let it cook for about 40 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes. I'm going to uncover it and then let it cook for another 10 to 15 minutes until the cheese is nice and bubbly and gets like specks of like reddish brown on it, and it's going to look delicious. I'll show you what it looks like once it comes out of the oven. All right, so I just took my lasagna out of the oven and look at it. It's piping, boiling, bubbling away. And it got those beautiful specks on the cheese from when I uncovered it and took the foil off and let it cook for another like 10-15 minutes or until it got this beautiful color on it. Go on www.dimitrasdishes.com, get this recipe, make it. It's truly delicious. You're going to love it. I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.
I can't believe you put those tomatoes in there. You so disrespect
Made it
me.
extra yummy. Delicioso. So you're going to ladle. Ah, that's hot. We're gonna, it's all right, leave it.
Cut!
All right, okay.